So let's get into it. You are a Republican, right? We just saw about 100 minutes of a very spirited debate. Um, we're gonna ask different questions, but first and foremost, what was your thoughts on the debate?
Let me tell you a little bit about what I was expecting to hear and what I think a lot of Americans were expecting to hear, which was a plan to move America from the current state that it's in into a better one. And when I say the current state, I'm talking inflation, I'm talking the price of gas, I'm talking shrinkflation, I'm talking immigration, and more specifically, me as a Black woman, what are you going to do for the Black community? If you listened to that debate and you felt like you heard that plan, I would be interested to see what they're saying in the chat. I think both candidates went in with two very different missions, to be quite honest. Kamala needed to prove that she actually has a plan. And Trump needed to prove that his leadership is better than hers and Biden's. So they went in there with very different tasks. I think that one of them achieved it and the other one didn't. But I also think that we are the ones who kind of are lost at the end of the day. If you were an undecided voter and you were looking for plans specifically from Kamala, you didn't really hear a lot of that. If you were someone who was looking for policies, you didn't really hear a lot of that. And so I think overall, this isn't going to sway or change too many people's decisions.
When you looked at, even some of the feedback early on, the word unhinged has come up even in this chat. What are your thoughts on the performance by former President Trump? It seemed at times when we heard about eating the dogs, we talked about the FBI not being a reliable source when it comes to data. What are your thoughts around his specific performance tonight?
So this is going to be the easiest answer I have all night, I'm sure. I feel like I always know what I'm going to get with Trump. Like Trump is always going to show up and he's going to be Trump and we're going to be able to know exactly what he's going to say. And he's going to say exactly how he feels. So when he's talking about the FBI not being reliable, me as a Black woman and understanding COINTELPRO, I understand that the FBI is probably one of the least reliable agencies, specifically when they're targeting their political opponents. When he talks about they're eating your pets. Okay, we all got a laugh out of that. But there's a video of a Black man in Springfield talking about he watched them walk up in the park, cut the head off a duck and start eating the duck.
A duck.
Look. This is what he said. Wait. Then there's a video. Hold on. Then there's a video.
I eat duck.
You do like a duck. You do like a duck.
Pecking duck. No. Pecking duck.
This is true.
It's different from
a dog. A golden retriever.
Golden retriever.
Cannot run up in the park and cut the head off the duck and eat it. But there's also videos of immigrants going and eating people's cats and being arrested for killing and eating a cat. Like this, it's real. Like these are things that are happening. There are cultural differences when you have mass immigration and mass migration into this country. Let's not act like it's not something that is happening. It is happening. And I think in totality, when you're looking at what Donald Trump did tonight, he did what he always does. He's going to tell you how great he is. He's going to tell you the things that he's did for the economy. He's going to tell you that she's trash. And then he's going to tell you that he's going to make America great again. And I think that he did all of those things effortlessly.
So let's get to it. It is 3,500 people on the check, and this is going to be a very big live. We're just getting started. So let me ask you a question honestly, right? And do you think that he's mentally stable to run the country? Because he says a lot of things that would lend you to believe that he's unhinged. So do you think that he's mentally stable to run the country?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yes, please.
If Joe Biden is mentally stable to be president for the last 4
But Joe Biden's not running.
Finish my answer.
Okay.
If Joe Biden is able to still be president in his cognitive state right now, then Donald Trump is well in position mentally with the acuity to be president. And that should be that's a very clear answer, because the truth is that we've had a president in the White House and we still have one there that has the cognition of a monkey, who has the mental acuity of a dull pencil. And it's just the truth. He doesn't know where he is at all. And so if he's able to lead this nation, the fact that you don't think Donald Trump is when he just did it 4 years ago is really laughable.
Well, I'm just asking. All right. Take Biden. I don't think Biden is okay, but I'm just saying Biden's not running for president. So the choices between
No, he is president.
He is
Currently,
he's
correct.
president now, but he's not running for president.
Right.
So I don't think anybody thinks that Vice President Harris, you might not like her, but she's mentally stable, right? I don't think there's never been a question that she's not mentally stable. So between her mental cognitive ability to actually function on a day-to-day level, you have more confidence in her day-to-day mental stability or Donald Trump's mental stability between those two.
I don't have any question about Donald Trump's mental stability. I don't have any question about Kamala Harris's mental stability. I think that she's well aware of the policies that she has produced in her 21-year career. I think that she's well aware how it's impacted people that look like me, and especially people that look like you, Black men. I think that she is very, very strategic in everything that she does. And tonight was an example of just that.
I want to talk about a few of the issues. Obviously, inflation is something that our audience is very well aware of. Former President Trump talked about it being the worst in history. That's not factually true, right? So, like 9% inflation during the first year of Biden administration is down to 2.9 currently. Fracking was an issue that came up, and we saw, Vice President Harris change her position on that from her 2020 stance. But at the end of the debate, when they talked about the Affordable Care Act, and the question came about 9 years of you having a plan, what is the plan now? I want to know your thoughts around the answer, because we didn't really hear a plan, right? It was try to repeal it 60 times. It didn't work. What is the plan now? What are your thoughts around the party's plan for healthcare going forward?
I think what's going to happen is Affordable Care Act is going to stay in place. One of the hardest things to do is reverse policies, right? It's easy to reverse an executive order or something that is written by the president, but it's a lot harder to reverse some of these negative policies. And while Trump campaigned on reversing affordable care and wanting to fix it, it was one of the things that was very hard to do. And so I do think that something needs to be done within the healthcare system. What I don't think we need is Medicare for all. What I don't think we need is a single payer system, which is one of the things that Kamala Harris wants or wanted. I don't know if she wants it today. She could have wanted it yesterday, but it's one of the things that she wants, where everyone will eventually give up their private insurance and everyone will have government funded insurance. As someone who is currently on Medicaid, and understanding how that has impacted me and the level of care and the level of service that I'm able to get, the wait times at the hospitals and all of these different things. Someone who had Obamacare before, who came out with over $15,000 in healthcare bills with Obamacare, something definitely needs to be done. I'm not necessarily sure that there's a panacea to fix it all, but definitely reducing healthcare costs and making it more transparent is a beginning.